Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today's crypto in focus is Tezos, an open source platform for assets and applications backed by a global community of validators, researchers, and builders. It's currently ranked 10th on the list of overall cryptos based on circulating market cap. It's made its way up into the top 10 and managed to stay there for a bit, or at least in the top 15 for a while. It's been one of these cryptos that has really taken off in late 2019 and early 2020. Let's jump over to the prices for Tezos. We have it. It's at the moment, it's $3.15 per Tez or XTZ. The market cap is about 2.2 billion US dollars. Circulating supply and the total supply as well at just over 700 million Tez. If I scroll down to the prices since November, the price has really taken off. It was at about 77 cents and it has risen to, was it about $3.70 and now down at $3.15, but still looking very promising overall. Just a quick disclaimer before I continue. None of the information in this video is financial or tax advice. I am not a financial advisor. It's a combination of my own opinions or information provided by the authors or myself throughout the rest of this piece. So please always do your own research. Before I continue, a quick summary of what's in store for today's video. The price data review, what is Tezos, XTZ or Tez, and its use cases, some major partnerships, ways of storing your Tez, and information about staking, which is becoming increasingly popular. So some useful info there. A price analysis and a general market update. Plenty to get through, so let's begin. More info about Tezos, an open source platform for assets and apps that can evolve by upgrading itself. So this ties in with the self-amendment feature without having to split or fork the network into two different blockchains. And this is something that has plagued Bitcoin and Ethereum in particular. And of course other cryptos as well. But just to clarify, I'm referring to hard forks which have led to the creation of new cryptos as opposed to soft forks. This is important because this ties in with the expectation that a fork can have, whereby it divides the community, it affects the stakeholder incentives, and then it disrupts the network effects that are formed over time. Due to self-amendment, coordination and execution costs for protocol upgrades are reduced and future innovations can be seamlessly implemented. And just to confirm, I won't be reading through all of this. That's a key selling point to Tezos there, but going through this list here, we've got on-chain governance, decentralized innovation. So proposed amendments that are accepted by stakeholders can include payments to individuals or groups that improve the protocol. Smart contracts and formal verification. It offers a platform to create smart contracts and build dApps or decentralized applications that cannot be censored or shut down by third parties. Proof of stake consensus algorithm. According to their website, unlike other proof of stake protocols, any stakeholder can participate in the consensus process in Tezos and be rewarded by the protocol itself for contributing to the security and stability of the network. And this ties in with people being able to stake their crypto. It's something that I will elaborate on later in the video. Delegation, and just scrolling down a bit more, just want to touch on the thing that Tezos refers to as baking, which is the equivalent of validating. So it helps secure the ledger. It is the act of signing and publishing blocks to the Tezos blockchain. Bakers are a crucial component of the POS consensus mechanism by ensuring that all transactions in a block are correct, that the order of transactions is agreed upon, and no double spending has occurred. And if you're interested, there's the join the Tezos baking Slack and further resources there about how it all works. Now, I spoke about use cases and I'm going to jump over to that information. Digital assets. Assets like digital money, tokenized real estate, stable coins, digital collectibles, and so on are particularly well suited for Tezos. It speaks about forks. Just before I talk about trust minimized financial contracts, the second point, it says here, although no system can be unconditionally secure, the Tezos smart contract language Michelson was designed with security and formal verification in mind. This is especially critical for smart contracts representing high value assets, given the unforgiving nature of smart contracts bugs. Now, on to the second point here. Financial contracts such as decentralized exchanges or DEXs, swaps, loans, etc. demand a high level of correctness. Just want to jump down to this paragraph. Tezos' smart contract language, Michelson, facilitates formal verification, a technique which, if deployed correctly, mathematically proves the correctness of the code, boosting the security of the most sensitive or financially weighted smart contracts and reducing the likelihood of bugs. Okay, before I jump over to the partnerships, a couple of quick things to mention. Firstly, there is the Tezos white paper. I'll include a link in the description. And I want to jump over to a list of the organizations and entities around the world that are building on and advancing Tezos, the Tezos project. Just to name a few for those not looking at the screen: Nomadic Labs, Tezos Commons Foundation, or the TCF, Tezos Japan, Tezos Southeast Asia. There's Zengo, the crypto wallet, Truffle, Crypto Economics Lab, Cryptonomic, Smart PY, and lots of other companies, organizations, and entities provided there. Jumping over to the partnerships, the Tezos Foundation, he has this press release about BTG Pactual and Dalma Capital to utilize Tezos blockchain for security token offerings, or STOs. So if I go down to the press release, it says the esteemed financial institutions to host a deal pipeline of $1 billion for existing and future prospective token issuances. Banco BTG Pactual, Latin America's largest standalone investment bank, together with Dalma Capital, a prominent Dubai asset manager, announced today plans to utilize the Tezos blockchain for STOs, including the ongoing REITBZ STO. By utilizing the new platform for digital securities transactions, $1 billion I just mentioned, as governments worldwide in the Middle East take measures to introduce digitization initiatives across industries, blockchain spending worldwide is to reach $2.9 billion this year and $307 million in MEA by 2021. I thought those figures would be higher, but promising nevertheless. And look, there's further information in the blog piece there. And in relation to this, I just want to jump over to this piece here from Crypto Potato. It says Brazil's largest crypto-friendly bank posts 42% rise in Q4 2019. There was a November announcement here that indicated that BTG will extend loans in other South American countries like Colombia and Chile. Something I wanted to point out. So whilst this real estate fund STO was originally launched on the Ethereum blockchain, BTG and Dalma Capital both decided to migrate it from Ethereum to Tezos. Realistically, I think both Ethereum and Tezos will coexist for many years to come. At a given point in time, they might preference one blockchain over the other. This could change depending on what best suits the company's needs. Moving on to the next partnership, and this is an announcement from Tezos Southeast Asia in a media release here, and geez, that's hard to read. There we go. Tezos Southeast Asia partners with Tribe, the Singapore government-supported blockchain ecosystem platform, take a breath, to launch its first ever official training program in, it says, November 2019. Tribe is a strategic partner for TSA in achieving the non-profit organization's goals to develop the Tezos blockchain ecosystem in Southeast Asia. This partnership aims to equip more developers with the necessary competencies to develop on Tezos and subsequently enabling them to build blockchain solutions for real-world applications. The training will commence in the first quarter of 2020, and there's more information about Tribe and then a quote as well from Caleb Cow, the president of TSA, pardon my pronunciation. And there's that. So we've got the Brazilian bank, the entity from Dubai, in addition to a Tribe here in Singapore. A neat summary of these partnerships and achievements that Tezos has made from Crypto News Flash and their article here that says Tezos makes great progress in 2019, new partnerships and goals. and some insight into what's in store for this year. This also provides a link to Tezos Foundation governance structure and future nominees. Back to the article, pointing out some of the key aspects here. So it's introduced 3 new programming languages for smart contracts. It's updated the Tezos protocol by Athens and Babylon amendments, launch of the Governance Explorer Tezos Agora, training of more than 1,300 Tezos developers, and so some other partnerships listed here. It says Securitize, Globacap, BTG Pactual, as I spoke about, and Fundament Group. And there's more information in the Crypto News Flash piece. As a side note, if you want additional information about the Athens and Babylon upgrades, I'll provide links in the description. But just for brevity, I want to jump over to information that would most likely interest you: how to store your Tez either offline or if you want to do it through an exchange, and ways to be able to stake it. So one of the common options to storing your XTZ offline is through a Ledger wallet. If I type in Tezos, one second, supported wallets, you've got Ledger Live. Now, to be honest, from my personal experience, I only just bought a small amount to then get on the Ledger Live, and it's a tiny amount here on Binance as well. So you've got Tezos here on your Ledger, and if you go over to Trezor, I haven't really used Trezor that much, to be honest. Ledger is what I prefer. None of this is paid advertising, just to clarify. Tezos on the Trezor Model T, it says it supports the Magnum and Simple staking wallets. And then you've got your further info there if you're interested. Alternatively, if you want to use an online exchange, so Binance is one of the key ones that comes to mind. They've really expanded their range of services. And then if you go on the staking option here under Earn, it will give you the list of the various cryptos that are available for staking. So Tezos there, that's done automatically. So again, I've only just started doing that. Just a reminder by both myself and others in the space, you should store the vast majority of your funds offline and very little online. It's not financial advice. I recommend looking into these wallets listed here. Without further ado, let's jump into my price analysis of XTZ. Before I talk about the price, I just want to say, if you're liking this video or any of my other content, hit the like button, click subscribe, and smash the bell icon to stay up to date with my latest videos. Okay, let's have a look. So what I do, based on the present circulating and total supply of 702.7 million Tez, I don't have clear information about the inflation rates. I saw a figure of, I think, 5.5% per annum, although that was an old publication. I will show you this actually, just an observation I've made. If I jump back to some older videos, just to give you an idea, this was from the 3rd of July, 2019. The Tezos price there, the circulating supply, it says 607.5 million. If I jump over to, this is November the 16th, it says here 600, so it's a bit not the clearest, but 660.3 million tokens. Based on the increase in circulating supply, the inflation rate is definitely above 5% per annum, considering it's now 702.7 million Tez. Anyhow, just some food for thought, and there's no max supply, but I do want to mention, and look, I've been guilty of this myself, where sometimes there's too much emphasis on the supply data, and if there's a great crypto project with a lot of robust utility, some solid partnerships and a good team behind it, and you start getting the adoption, ultimately, the circulating and total supply, I mean, yes, it's relevant, but then it's probably not as important as some people make it out to be. So what I've done, based on this and factoring in the rate of inflation, I assume as time progresses, it will gradually decrease. I'm going to say, hypothetically, a circulating supply of 850 million Tez, my first price point, which is $50 per Tez, and because I assume this will happen before this circulating supply is reached of 850 million, I have used 800 million in circulating supply to reach the figure of 40 billion in market cap. $200 per Tez. Now, before I elaborate on this, I used to give time frames. I refrain from doing so as an alternative, and let me know what you think. I think it's in some ways, maybe it's a bit silly that I make these predictions, but I like to use what I predict could be the overall market cap at the time of these prices potentially being hit. Of course, none of this is financial advice. There are so many ifs and buts that nothing is confirmed. I would say $50 per Tez by the next major bull run, $700 billion US. Just for some perspective as well, the general crypto market cap peaked at about $825 billion. This was right in the beginning of 2018. Where Bitcoin almost hit 20k. Anyhow, $200 per Tez. I think it's plausible if Tezos can really keep up the momentum, and then we start getting more adoption from other banks, financial institutions. You've got real estate companies possibly utilizing the Tezos blockchain, getting behind STOs, for example, to tokenize properties. This could propel the price. Based on this 850 million Tez circulating supply, that is $170 billion in circulating market cap. Now, just for some insight, at present, Bitcoin's market cap is about $166 billion. It would need that future. This price here would need to match what Bitcoin is at present. And when you consider how far Bitcoin has come in 12 years, anything could happen in the coming years with Tezos and cryptos in general. Alrighty, next one, just this and one more to go. $500 per Tez, a circulating market cap of $425 billion. If we ever hit that, we would be seeing, at this point, I would say more people would be preferencing Tezos over Ethereum, or that both take off and really disrupt the current system, especially when it comes to smart contracts and tokenizing various assets. The overall crypto market cap, if I had to guess, assuming Tezos takes off a bit faster than some other cryptos at this point for $500 per Tez, I would say $2 trillion in overall market cap. Again, take all of this with a grain of salt. I'd still rather make these guesses than give time frames. But anyway, $1,000 per Tez. That's just over 300x on what we have now, which, oh man, that would be a remarkable return on investment. But we have a long way to go. That would be $850 billion in circulating market cap. Never say never, but then look, don't hold your breath. I guess you know the gist. It would be massive. Amazon-esque. It's not a word, but you know what I mean. It would be a household name, and I hope so many cryptos become household names in the next 5 to 10 years. Ideally sooner, but I always err on the side of caution. That's just some food for thought, just given the breakdown there. A couple of quick things about the prices. If you were to change the circulating supply to 800 million Tez, these are the figures you would get. And how likely is it for the crypto to hit $0? That's something I prefer to mention just as an alternative to see what people think about that. So yeah, leave your thoughts if you have any feedback about that. That's all I have to say for Tezos, but to finish the video, I want to give you a quick market update. So courtesy of CoinMarketCap. So these are the prices. Bitcoin is once again back above 9,000. It's now at $9,111 per Bitcoin. Ethereum at $232 per Ether. That's XRP at 24 cents per token. Going down the list, Litecoin $62 per LTC. EOS $3.80. Chainlink, it's gone up a bit. It's in the double digits. 12.7% gains over the past day, but better to focus on the weekly or monthly trends. $4.83. My last video was about that. Cardano at 5 cents per ADA. Going down, I mean, I could spend a lot more talking about this, but just to summarize, VeChain 0.6 cents. And where is BAT? Basic attention token at 24 cents per BAT. That is a wrap. What do you think of the project? Tezos, the partnerships I've spoken about, the various use cases, ways of being able to stake your Tez or your various cryptos, storing them, and any relevant information. I look forward to your feedback. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content, and don't forget to smash the bell icon. Share this with anyone who you believe will find this useful. Feel free to give your input in the comments section or any relevant feedback. And I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. That's it for this video. I'll leave you to it and take it easy. See ya.